Hello, my name is Nancy Tucker, and I'm the Reference and Instruction Librarian at Jacksonville University. I wanted to share a research question that we received from one of our students. A student asked, can you explain step by step where I go to look for nursing peer-reviewed journal articles? Thank you for your time. Well, thank you for asking this question. I'm going to go ahead and go over to Swisher Library, but remember, because we are off campus, we need to log in through JU. So I'm going to go to ju.edu. I'm going to log in through MyJU at the top corner. This just authenticates that we are a current user. So students, faculty, and staff have access to all of our databases by logging in with their JU username and password. So it will ask you for your username and password. I'm already logged in, so I can scroll down and click on the link for the library. So under Applications, we're going to go to library.ju.edu. So this is our library website. So we're looking for peer-reviewed nursing articles. So anytime you're doing research, you always want to start with research and research guides. So research and research guides is where we want to go. Now we want to go to the nursing research guide since we're doing nursing research. So I'm going to click on the nursing research guide. And peer-reviewed journal articles will be in the databases section. So if we click on databases, these are the top 3 nursing databases. We have Nursing and Allied Health, which is a ProQuest database. We also have Ovid Full Text Nursing. And we have CINAHL, which is an EBSCO product. So each of these databases will have different articles from different journals. Sometimes there's some overlap. So it is a good idea to try your search in all 3 of the databases. I'm going to click on CINAHL Complete, and we can start there. So I don't know what topic you're looking for or what you're researching, but let's just do a search for nurse burnout, which is a topic that a lot of students are researching. So nurse burnout. If we hit search, we've got a lot of articles. Now, some of these may or may not be peer-reviewed. So how do we know if an article is peer-reviewed or not? So one way to tell if an article is peer-reviewed or not, if we click on the article, we want to look at the journal. So the name of the journal here, not sure if I can pronounce that, but we're going to click on the source, which is the name of the journal. And at the very bottom, you'll have a little description here that says peer-reviewed. So sometimes it says yes, sometimes it says no. In this case, this is a peer-reviewed journal. What does that really mean? So peer review basically is a process for publishing. So when an author writes an article and submits it to a journal, the journal, if it is a peer-reviewed journal, will send the article to a group of experts. So the article was written by a nurse or an expert in the nursing field, and then when it's received by the journal then sends it to a group of experts, and they review it also just to make sure that it is quality, the information is correct, and that everything is good to go on the article. Sometimes they'll send back corrections or suggestions to the original author before it is published. So this is the peer review process. Not only is the article written by an expert, but it's also reviewed by other experts. So there is a way to limit your search results to only peer-reviewed scholarly articles. So if we go under Advanced Search, we want to click the checkbox next to peer review. So if we scroll down, we're looking for that peer review checkbox. So here it is, peer reviewed. We're going to click the checkbox and we're going to search. So now we know that all of the articles in the results list will be from peer-reviewed journals. So we've got Burnout Assessment in Nurses from a General Emergency Service. So let's take a look at this article. Is this one peer-reviewed or not? I think this is the same one we looked at earlier. So we click on the source, and we're just going to verify that this is a peer-reviewed article. If we scroll down, it is peer-reviewed. Let's look at another article. If we go back, I'm going to go back to the results list. I'm going to scroll down. Let's look at the second article, the relationship between pediatric critical nurse burnout. So the name of this journal is Canadian Journal of Critical Care Nursing. So I'm going to click on the source, which is the name of the journal. And at the very bottom, we've got peer-reviewed. It says yes. So this is a peer-reviewed article. So this one would meet the criteria for your assignment. There are some tools on the side. You can save this article to your Google Drive account. You could print it, email it. I recommend just emailing the article to yourself. If you only need a few articles, it is good to just go ahead and email them to yourself. You could always save or download the article. And then here is the cite tool. This will give you a sample citation, and if you're in a nursing class, you're probably citing in APA format. So this is a sample citation in APA format. However, the database says pay special attention to personal names, capitalizations, and dates. Always consult your library. And I will tell you from experience that sometimes these are correct, sometimes they're not correct, sometimes they need to be tweaked a little bit. Looking at this one, I can automatically tell you that this one needs some work, just because if you take a look at the authors, they're all caps. And if you copy and paste that into your paper, your professor is definitely going to mark you off for capitalizing the author's last names in all caps. So this is a good starting point, but you definitely want to double check this against our APA guide. So if we go back to the research guide for nursing, I will show you that we have an APA guide, and it is in 7th edition of APA format. So back on the nursing guide, I'm going to hit the back button. If you go all the way down to APA citation style guide, that's going to take you to our APA 7th edition. So since that was a journal article, we want to click on citing a journal article, and these are some examples of how to cite a journal article. Sometimes there's a DOI, sometimes there's not a DOI. So if there's no DOI, you would use this example. But if there is a DOI, you would just include the DOI at the end of the article. So DOI just stands for Digital Object Identifier, and sometimes you'll see that in the databases, and sometimes you will not see that in the databases. So just watch out for that. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to a librarian. Let's do another search. So we looked at CINAHL. Now let's look at Nursing and Allied Health, which is a ProQuest database. We can try the same exact search in ProQuest. We're going to search nurse burnout. And in this database, there's a link here right under the search box where you can click to search peer-reviewed sources. So I'm going to check that and hit search and see what kind of articles we get. So all of these should be peer-reviewed sources because we checked that box, peer-reviewed. You'll notice that there's also a checkbox here for peer-reviewed. Now, it looks like some of these are trade journals. I would stay away from the trade journals and just stick with the scholarly journals. Now, trade journals, there may be some trade journals that are peer-reviewed, but for this assignment, your professor's probably expecting you to stick with the scholarly peer-reviewed journals. So I'm going to click that to just bring us only the scholarly journals and eliminate all of the trade journals. And now we've got a list of articles talking about nurse burnout, and these are all peer-reviewed. Now, it looks like this article is from 2008. So typically in nursing, you want to stick with articles within the last 5 years. So I would definitely recommend in this search results list that you limit your results to the last 5 years. So let's scroll this over. It goes by decades. So we're going to go to limit to 2010, and then we can limit even further by saying maybe how about 2015 to 2020. So now we've got 3,832 results, and we know that all of these articles are peer-reviewed sources because we checked that box. And if you're unsure of your filters, you can always look on the side to see what filters you've got here. So we're limiting by scholarly peer-reviewed journals. We're also limiting by the last 5 years. And if you wanted to even go even further, you could check full text, and that will show you the articles that we have immediate access to through the databases. Sometimes there may be an article where you'll see the abstract, which is just a summary of the article. And in that case, we can get the article for you through interlibrary loan. Electronic articles, we could get it for you. So that was really just a quick overview of peer-reviewed sources and where to find them, specifically nursing peer-reviewed sources. I would definitely recommend ProQuest Nursing and Allied Health, which is the first database listed. I also recommend CINAHL Complete and EBSCO database. And always check your citations on our APA guide. All right, well, thank you so much for asking the question. If you have additional questions, you can always reach out to us by using the Book a Librarian link on our library website, or you can chat with us daily. Thank you so much for asking this question, and we look forward to working with you in the library. Thank you so much, and have a great day.